Welcome back to 5 on Fridays. Fired up for another episode today. I'm Brandon Kimbrough, Employee Wellness Coordinator. I got to start with some introductions. We'll start with Lauren first. She is my brand new co-wellness coordinator here on the Healthy Columbus program. So super excited to have Lauren join us. Lauren, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic, Brandon, and I'm so excited to be part of the Healthy Columbus team. I come from Ohio State. I've had about 10 years of experience in employee wellness. I'm a certified health education specialist. So I'm super excited to bring what I've learned from my tenure to the Healthy Columbus team.
Yes, super excited to have Lauren here to help and put together a lot of this content for you. This is her first official episode, so get ready to see Lauren a lot more. And then also making her first debut on 5 on Fridays, Andrea. Andrea from CancerBridge, how are you today?
Good. Thank you for having me today. I'm super excited to talk about the myths of sun safety and serve all of the folks here in the city of Columbus.
Absolutely. We love our relationship with CancerBridge. You guys are wonderful partners of ours. And we got together and thought that as the weather gets warmer and we all get out into the sun a lot more, it's an important time to talk about sun safety, but more specifically with a twist today. I want to talk about some myths. So Miss Andrea, are you ready? Can I hit you with the first myth and you can debunk it for us?
Absolutely.
Okay, here we go. Sun exposure is required to avoid vitamin D deficiency. That's our first myth.
All right, so this is a myth. Studies have never found that everyday use of sunscreen or, not being out in the sun leads to vitamin D insufficiency. In fact, people who use sunscreen daily do maintain and can maintain their vitamin D levels, but studies have not found that, not being out in the sun decreases or wearing sunscreen will decrease your risk for vitamin D deficiency. But we do know that not wearing sunscreen puts you at risk for significant sun damage, which then can lead to a skin cancer. So it's definitely a myth. You can get vitamin D through supplements. If you're not out in the sun, you still get sun exposure despite sunscreen. So it's a myth.
Nice. I like it. All right, next myth. Lauren, you are up.
Yeah. So Andrea, I'm also super glad to hear that if I decide to go outside and it's a cloudy day, I can still get the vitamin D exposure that I'm looking forward to, that it's not just blocked from the sunscreen. So with that, darker skin. I've heard that people who have darker skin don't get sunburned. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, certainly those with darker skin tend to not be as, prone to sunburns than those of us who might be lighter skinned. But the reality is you can still get a sunburn. People with darker skin, they have more melanin, which means that less UV lights get absorbed. Unfortunately, it's not a perfect system where your skin is totally protected, so you can still be exposed to harmful rays that do cause burning. So we still recommend that no matter what your skin tone is, that you should wear sunscreen to protect yourself from those harmful rays.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've heard that too, Lauren. I'm glad we touched on that one. Another one, pretty common. I think this is a big one. Base tans can help protect your skin from burning.
Now, this is a myth that I too thought and believed when I was younger, but no, this is definitely a myth. In fact, no tan is a healthy tan. When you expose your skin to UV radiation, whether it's by direct sun exposure or through indoor tanning, your skin cells called melanocytes produce this melanin to protect your skin from these dangerous rays. However, the melanin gives you the skin a darker color or tan, but it does not protect you from a sunburn. So I love that quote that no tan is a healthy tan, but it's true. You're always going to expose yourself to the potential to cause some DNA changes, which can lead to skin cancers. So a base tan does not protect you from burning or from potentially developing a skin cancer in the future.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, definitely. So, Andrea, I know a lot of times in society, we see these news articles and we see these spotlights on the news about looking at the chemicals in your sunscreen. What are your thoughts on those? Are the chemicals in sunscreen dangerous? Can they actually be more harmful than helpful?
Great question. This is something I think I see a lot in social media. People talking about, certain chemicals that are absorbed into our bloodstream and that they're truly not healthy for us. And so, the FDA, they regulate and they test ingredients, especially sunscreen that we put on our skin. The FDA is calling for more data on some of these ingredients, but what they have found is that though some of the chemicals like the oxybenzones are absorbed into our bloodstream, at this time, the FDA has not concluded that the absorption of these ingredients cause any sort of harm or are considered unsafe. Now, they're constantly doing research. I know right now the FDA is looking at more ingredients and looking at more evidence to see. But what we do know is that without sunscreen, there is a for sure evidence-based proof that there is harm that's done to our skin. More to come, I'm sure. There's always research being conducted. And so right now the answer is they're safe. The FDA claims that they're not going to cause any harm to our bodies.
That's super interesting. Appreciate the insight on the chemicals. Last one from me. Only elderly people actually develop skin cancer. Is this a myth?
This is a myth, and it's a great question. So the average age of people when they're diagnosed with skin cancer is 65. But melanoma is not uncommon even among those who are younger than 30. In fact, it's the most common cancers in young adults, especially young women. So this is a myth. Anybody who is exposing their skin to harmful rays or even have a family history of skin cancer can develop skin cancer. It's not just for the elderly.
That's a good one. That one, I think, especially as we get close to, we've talked about it's getting warmer. Maybe we're poolside, maybe we're outside doing more yard work or whatever. Everyone is at risk if we don't take the steps to protect ourselves. And on that note, I have a bonus. Andrea, we can't talk about the myths and not leave people with a little bit of something to help them. How can we stay safe in the sun? And I know that's a broad question, but hit us with a couple little tidbits, some of your expertise. How do we stay safe?
Sure. Well, some of the most simple ways that you can stay safe in the sun, we do recommend avoiding direct sunlight, seeking shaded areas, especially during the hours of 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I get it. That's usually prime pool time, but you want to be especially careful between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. We also recommend that you wear sunscreen that is SPF 30 or higher and protects against both UVA and UVB rays. But then another really important part of sun safety that many people often forget is reapplying sunscreen every 2 hours or after sweating or getting wet. So if you're swimming and it's been less than 2 hours, as soon as you get out of the water, you should be reapplying. Another really important sun safety tip is you want to make sure you're covering your skin with lightweight, long sleeve clothing, pants, hats, and don't forget the sunglasses and don't forget chapstick. Many people forget to protect their lips as well. And then finally, this one is, so important because the sooner we protect our children, the more likely they're going to be successful in preventing skin cancer in their later life. But babies younger than 6 months should be kept out of direct sunlight. Babies under 6 months, they should not be wearing sunscreen. So we want to make sure that they are out of direct sunlight. And if that's not possible, they should be covered just as we should be covered head to toe, hat, sunglasses, all of that.
Awesome. That is good stuff. Andrea, thank you so much for sitting down and talking through some of this for us. Andrea, did you have a good time? How did you feel about your first time on the show?
Oh, I loved it. Brandon, you made this super easy. Lauren, I love getting to meet you. We're both, from Ohio State, so it's nice to have another Buckeye to chat with.
It is really good to have another friendly face from Ohio State on. And I will tell you, I'm definitely slapping on the sunscreen when I'm gardening outside this weekend. I really appreciate the tips and certainly keeping that 2-hour mark in mind as we're outside, out and about and enjoying the sunshine.
Absolutely. And here at CancerBridge, if you have any questions at CancerBridge, log into our website and the member portal area. We have great webinars as well as infographics that can give you more information about skin cancer, sun safety, sun protection, and then more importantly, how to look at your skin to identify a suspicious lesion and then what to do.
That's awesome. That's a perfect send off. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Healthy Columbus YouTube channel so you never miss an episode of 5 on Fridays. I'll link down in the description of this video more information to CancerBridge and how to get a hold of Andrea. And hey, maybe we just set this up and we do a part 2. What do you think?
I think that would be great. We could talk about this at length. So anytime you want to bring me back, I'd be happy to come back.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you both. Excited to have you guys both in the fold as a resource for us to be able to have these conversations. Appreciate your time. And until the next time, we'll see you later.
Happy Friday.
Thanks so much, Brandon.